Hey guys, welcome back to Go Together, Go Far. On today's video, we're going to talk about the RV tools you're going to want on your RV if you ever have to deal with some tire issues. Stay with me. Okay, so maybe you're new to RVing, or maybe you just got a new RV. At some point, you're going to have an issue with a tire, and you're either going to have to deal with that yourself, or it could ruin your trip. So I've blown a tire recently, and I fortunately had the equipment with me to go ahead and deal with it, and we were able to get on our way, and everything worked out fine. So I'm going to show you in this video some pieces of equipment that you're going to want to keep on your trailer that are going to help you deal with that tire issue when it happens. Okay, I do want to take one quick second to go ahead and ask you guys to subscribe to me. I'd really appreciate that. Give me a like, comment down below. You can also check out our blog at gotogethergofar.com. We have links and other content on there. And also down below in this video description, I've got Amazon affiliate links for all the equipment that I'm going to show you. If you're not familiar with what an affiliate link means, all that is that if you click on it and you go through to buy something at Amazon, I get a small commission that comes at no cost to you, but it does help out our channel and helps us continue to share some of this content. So we appreciate that. So with that said, let's go ahead and show you some of this gear. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to show you may seem a little obvious, but it's not, because you probably don't have this on your trailer. You're going to need a jack. And trailers are a little different than cars, where a car you may be able to jack up enough with a little kind of a hand crank thing. You're going to need a hydraulic jack with your trailer. This is great if you have a single axle trailer that you're towing. Something like this typically works for you. Now, a couple things that you want to do is you want to make sure you've got one that can handle enough. This one in particular is a 4-ton jack, so depending on how big your trailer is, you may need to go to something bigger. The other thing you're going to need is most likely you're going to need some leveling blocks or some wood. So I'll show you some footage of trying to hook this up underneath on the frame, and oftentimes, depending on your trailer, it is so high up that this is not nearly big enough, right? You're going to have to lift this way up to get it up and lift it up. The other challenge when you're using this is that if your trailer is on leaf springs, when you lift the frame of your trailer, those leaf springs push back down, and you end up having to really crank this up. You actually may need two in order to work them up high enough to get that trailer up off the ground. So I'll show you some footage of that. It's a challenge. There's some better options out there, particularly if you have 2 axles. I'll show you that in a minute. But this is basically a hydraulic jack in combination with some leveling blocks or some blocks of wood you're going to want on your travel trailer. Okay, the next piece of equipment I'm going to show you is particularly useful if you have a dual axle trailer. So this is the Trailer Aid by Camco. What this is designed to do is that if you have a flat on one of your tires, you can put this underneath the other axle, drive or back over it, lift the whole thing up, and then you can safely change your tire, and you don't have to worry about trying to jack up your trailer. It's a much safer and more convenient option than trying to use hydraulic jacks. When I blew a tire a couple months ago, I didn't have this. I didn't even know this thing existed. Now I do, and I'll show you how it works. Okay, the next piece of equipment that I think you need to have is a portable power source like this one. Now, I've talked about this equipment before in other videos, and I've usually talked about it in terms of from a power perspective, and you can jump your trailer and battery if you need to do something like that. The reason it's important in this conversation is because this is also a portable air pump, right? So if you blow a tire, you have a flat tire, or if you're like me and you hate taking your trailer through gas stations to put air in your tires, you don't need to do that anymore because you have this. This one in particular goes up to 150 psi, so it's more than enough for most tires, and like I said, you'll have to check Amazon for current pricing because it shifts around a little bit, but I highly recommend having one of these on hand. Okay, the next piece of equipment you're going to want, particularly if you have a used RV, which may not come with everything you need, is you're going to want to make sure you've got a good kind of tire iron. So this one here is a collapsible one. There we go. So it collapses down, so it's really easy to pack, and when you need it, it's going to give you enough leverage to get those bolts loose. And then you want to make sure also that you've picked up a socket that specifically fits your tires. A lot of RVs are different, and so make sure you've got one that fits and test it out. And then additionally, most of our trailer tires have some sort of plastic cover on them. Make sure you've got something that can get that off easily. I happen to find that a paint can opener works great. It lets me get in there and just kind of yank it out, and it weighs nothing. So go ahead and take a look at this down below, and I'll show you how this works as well. Okay, one other thing that you're definitely going to want is make sure you get some wheel chocks. So they make these. These are kind of cheap and flimsy, and if your trailer really starts to roll on you, it's going to crush those. So don't get those. You've made that mistake. Get something with a little more, oomph to it. They make even heavier duty ones than this, and those work great too. You can even get some like this, which are like for leveling, so that way you can level one side of it. These are all from Camco. So get yourself some good chocks. So maybe you're new to RVing, or you just have a new RV. This equipment is stuff that you're going to want to keep on that camper. So if you haven't done so yet, do me a favor and click subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. I'd love a like or any comments down below. And if you haven't looked at our Amazon affiliate links, please do so. That really helps our channel out. And keep in mind, you can always go to gotogethergofar.com, where we keep additional information and some additional content on there for people who like that format. So with that said, thank you everybody. Check out some of our other videos. See you next time.